The landmark event that will be the GTA 6 launch is right around the corner, like May 26th. I don't really know if it's going to be coming out then or not. Okay, I'd imagine we might hear something by the end of the year that it could be delayed because they really want to get this right, man. And honestly, like that second trailer, it's still like, I really like that trailer. I am looking forward to this game, but my day one purchase is going to be contingent on a couple of things that are touched on in this upcoming interview that, well, it could really go either way because I'm not entirely sure how to read this. I know a bunch of people are already, just taking sides on this, but we'll read through some of this and see if we can come to a definitive conclusion one way or another. Take-Two boss on GTA 6 pricing. Yes, exactly. Is it going to have that $100 price point? I can see one of the versions being $100, but the base game itself, I mean, we're seeing in real time, Nintendo having to realize that, yeah, the whole $80 price point for our games really isn't working out all that well because as popular as Mario Kart is, it's not really great for the long-term viability, and it definitely puts a bullseye between our shoulder blades on that one. So the moment that we start to falter is the moment that people start to turn on the company, but that's another topic for another time. So yes, as popular as GTA 6 is, and nothing's going to take away from this, it's going to be the biggest entertainment launch of all time. Not just gaming, not compared to like a movie or anything like that. Okay, it's going to be bigger than any box office opening weekend. Its first 3 days are going to crush. We have seen the analysts come out and say that it's going to be making billions upon launch, and I don't think that is too far out of the realm of possibilities. This is going to be huge. It's been a meme forever, and now that it's theoretically on the horizon, the only thing that can get in the way of this game's success is itself. So our goal is to deliver more value than what we charge. Now, I see something like that, and I think, well, on one hand, that could be that, yeah, we're just going to stick with the standardized pricing because, yeah, people are going to buy our game, and if we just look like the good people that are out there, yeah, we're going to be providing you this enormous game, and yeah, it only costs whatever the going rate is. It's $70 for games at this point in time. Up here in Canada, everything is also fucked up when it comes to pricing, so I can't give you a proper one-to-one comparison. But yeah, or you could take a look at this and go, yeah, look at this enormous game that we have. So yeah, it really doesn't much matter that it's $100. You're gonna have like 200-300 and then thousands of hours if you just like to hop on to online. Okay, so yeah, we're giving you way more than you paid for. It's totally fine, right? Well, let's take a look at the text of the interview. With the GTA 6 release date no longer in question, I doubt it. Okay, now eager gamers' conversations have shifted to exactly how much is this highly anticipated decade-in-the-making game going to cost, and $80 price tags are beginning to become a norm for AAA games in 2025. Yeah, but you even had Microsoft walking it back, saying that, oh yeah, we had a strategy for the end of the year, but yeah, our holiday releases, yeah, they're going to be $70 because we've seen what happened with with Nintendo, and it's not working out all that well. Okay, so it is a fair query. One that Take-Two Interactive, owner of GTA and maker Rockstar Games, is not ready to answer this far out of the game's May 2026 release. So now that the announcement will come from Rockstar in due time, okay, Take-Two Interactive CEO and chairman Strauss Zelnick told Variety in an interview ahead of the video game publishers reporting its latest 2025 quarterly earnings on Thursday. Our goal is to always deliver more value than what we charge. So we've had variable pricing at a company forever. Yeah, that kind of leads me to believe that I'm thinking, like, if I was a betting man right now, I would say that the base game is going to be 70 because they want to look like the good guys. But then there's going to be the early access bundle, the collector's edition. There's going to be a bunch of other different little perks and bells and whistles that'll be out there that, yeah, will drive that price point to $100, $125, $150 maybe. But you can come in at $70. We just want you to come in and get tempted by online and all of those shark cards, because I don't know if they reference it in here, but I think it was announced that GTA 5 over its entire life cycle so far since its launch in 2013, holy Christ, has made over $5 billion. Bro, that's wild. But yes, our goal is to always deliver more value than what we charge. As you know, the approach to the industry is to launch at a premium price, sometimes with special editions and overtime, typically to reduce the price to enhance the overall size of the market. We do the very same thing. See, that's where I'm thinking that you're going to have the base model, but then you're going to have everything else with the little bells and whistles over the top of it as a means to ease people into the inflated prices, by giving you the stripped down version and then give you what used to be like a launch version for a game back in generations gone by at like $80, $90, $100. I think probably more than most, we're highly focused on making sure that the experience is great. You love to hear it, okay? Not just because the game itself is great, but also because consumers have paid a fair price for it. Zelnick and the team at Take-Two are celebrating much better than expected results from their April 1st through June 30th quarter, fueled primarily by strong performances by NBA 2K25. I thought people were, done and dusted with the 2K series, but oh no, yeah, it just goes on and prints money. Yeah, and GTA Online, in addition. Oh yeah, and additionally mobile titles, right? Friday's launch of Mafia: The Old Country, which, oh boy, I don't know if you guys have seen just again, I think that it's probably at this point in time just a Unreal Engine 5 problem, because holy fuck, stuttering and bugs on that one. Other than that though, I've been seeing that the game is pretty decent outside of a couple of goofy ass looking log chopping animations, which yeah, that's kind of indicative to just a kind of a lackadaisical approach to polish on your games, but that's another topic for another time. And oh yeah, Borderlands 4, that's going to flop at the end of the year. And then of course, yes, NBA 2K26 before the start to the NBA season, a few months away. Wall Street forecasts a loss of earnings per share, 72 cents, and $1.32 billion in revenue, Jesus, according to analyst consensus data provided by LSEG. That Take-Two reported a GAAP loss per share of 7 cents on $1.42 billion in net bookings and $1.5 billion in GAAP net revenue. Originally, Take-Two had forecasted net bookings for the quarter to be between $125 and $1.3 billion, but yes, spurned by this overperformance, Take-Two is now raising its fiscal 2026 full year projection to $6.05 billion, between $6.05 and $6.15 billion for the year. The company expects a GAAP net loss between $442 and $377 million. But then, yes, 2 quarters later, well, you've got the release of GTA 6, and honestly, yeah, it's going to shatter all of the records, which is why the rest of the industry is walking on eggshells and pins and needles, because as the industry waits for GTA 6 to land like a meteor, analysts highlight the widening gap in games, and this is 1000% true. I could not agree more with the statement. We'll get into the particulars here shortly. The winners are winning bigger, and everyone else is scrambling for a smaller piece of the pie. Exactly, because when it comes to moderately successful games, you don't really see that. And that's not even with just the hyperbolic commentary that you see on YouTube and social media. It's just games are either a rip-roaring success, like in the case of, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, the launch of, Elder Scrolls, Oblivion Remake, like all of these games just go on to be wild successes. And then there's the games that are just the categorical failures, like Doom the Dark Ages, like Assassin's Creed Shadows, Avowed. There is no games that just come out and perform as expected. At least over the past couple of years that I've been very closely tracking this stuff, with the different Steam charts and the different financial reports. Like, there's no games that come out and it's like, yep, performed about as well as we anticipated. It's like everything is either a super success or an abysmal disaster. There is no middleman anymore, and it's very interesting how we have got to this point, okay? It's for a multitude of different reasons, because, well, for the AAA space, things are just, well, they're too big not in the case of Call of Duty, how they just have such an overinflated ego about themselves. It's not that they're too big to fail, it's just, most AAA studios, they put out products that are just too big to succeed. There is absolutely no innovation there. They are just doubling down on the stuff that was successful before, and it's just more of the same. And people are kind of tired with more of the same. They won't tell you. They'll tell you that, oh, we want something that remembers us a franchise. But then when they play the game and it's the thing that they remember from the franchise, this is just the same. What do you want? We want something new. What's happening here? And then you can get, your innovation in the indie space. But so much of that shit is slop that when something genuinely good comes along, how do you know if that's even worth your time? So yes, is there smaller pieces of the pie? Perhaps. But are there more fundamental problems with the industry? You bet. And so, let's take a look. GTA 6 delay means that Rockstar's upcoming blockbuster won't have the positive impact on the games industry for 2025 some analysts were hoping for. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because, yeah, you do have your Clair Obscur Expedition 33s, and unless Battlefield 6 does gangbusters, it's been a fairly lackluster year of gaming. It's been a lackluster year in entertainment, full stop. But gaming really, there's been some good, there's been some bad, but mostly, yeah, it's just been like but a forgettable year full stop. Like 2025 has kind of sucked if we're being honest. But back to this. Okay, so while the executive directors of games at market research from Circana tells us that things are looking fine for business overall, just fine, it's fine. There's another issue that he's worried about. Okay, wondering about rather. Why is there so much churn? Oh, because all of this shit is really disposable, and everybody's attempt to make this, over the top, living, breathing game world. Everything has a live service, microtransaction aspects to it. It's all just different colored slop. Well, that's what it is. Do you want Ubisoft's purple slop? Do you want EA's blue slop? Do you want Activision's blue slop? But it's a different type of stuff. Actually, no, it's the same color. It's just a different temperature. Do you want that one? But analyst Matt Piscatella admits Circana has revised its growth and spending forecast in the games industry since the delay of GTA 6. Now, while the analyst previously anticipated an all-time new record to be set this year, we're instead down mid-single digits. Oh yeah, the gaming industry is contracting. Gee, I wonder why. There are ups and downs across the market, but looking at it overall, Piscatella says it's fine, and we've maintained pretty close to those all-time highs, but have never exceeded them. Yeah, the 2020 all-time highs when everybody was locked down and forced to engage with this otherwise shitty industry. It's interesting, right? You're down mid-single digits from last year, which was already a horrific year where Microsoft and Sony, well, actually Microsoft had Hellblade 2 come out, but outside of that, they had no first-party titles come out. Well, Sony specifically didn't, but Microsoft had just a bunch that sucked, if any. The biggest game that Sony had was a second-party deal with Helldivers 2, which they have recently put over on Xbox for 6 people that still have Xbox to enjoy. But they shot themselves in the foot by trying to force, PSN over there. But anyways, however, there's a big question surrounding the amount of churn we're seeing in the games industry and the reason for it. He believes that the winners are winning bigger and everyone else is scrambling for a smaller piece of the pie. Yeah, because, as much as I don't play them, nor do I want to play them, nor have I ever played them, like your Fortnites, your Warzones, your Marvel Rivals, they continue to be wildly popular. And it's so funny how the most profitable and the most popular games at GTA 5, you can even throw in on that, they're all like at or over a decade old. This is once again a really, really trepidatious path that gaming is walking. It is also becoming not too dissimilar to Hollywood with its lack of overall talent, how there's just really no young Hollywood movie stars coming around and they're relying on old legacy names. It's just like wrestling. That's what gaming's turning into. It's kind of emblematic of the West in general, but alright. So Piscatella goes on to explain the impact of having a record-setting year in the gaming space is that it will bring more investments to the space. It'll get people investing in the new types of games, new publishers, developers, and try to take advantage of a growing market, because one of the biggest problems we've had is investment getting really tough to find, especially for the smaller and new IP type games. That and ballooning budgets in all of these studios requiring a whole bunch of superfluous advisors and divisions. How many intimacy coordinators or diversity consultants do you really need? It's like, you want to make a samurai game? Cool, have a Japanese protagonist. We'll see if he has to be male or not when Ghost of Yotei comes out, I think next month. I think that comes out in September. Anyways, right now investment isn't at the same level it was in 2020 and 2021. Yeah, because a lot of that ESG money is kind of dried up, and it's interesting because a lot of those games that were funded in 2020 and 2021 have either come out and failed spectacularly, or in the case of Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, oh boy, when Naughty Dog eventually gets shut down because the way that Sony is culling the herd over there, it's looking very Microsoftian in its approach right now. Can't wait for Neil Cuckman to be out on the street saying we'll put in a girl boss for food. Oh, it's going to be so beautiful to see. Has made extremely challenging. Okay, so he adds, you still have your surprise hits and outliers of success like Claire Obscure, but you have many more games that people just don't know even exist. Wow, I should be a games analyst. These are my exact same talking points. But you have many more games people don't even know exist because there are so many games coming out all of the time in a market where attention is really dominated by those biggest in the live service games. So it's just an extremely difficult market. You look at the surface and everything looks fine from total spending. When you look under the surface, you see all the churning and currents, and it's kind of where a big mess is coming coming from and what we're seeing, and why I think that, yeah, if a couple of things fall, heaven forbid, if GTA 6 doesn't come out and it doesn't deliver up to expectations, yeah, the games crash is going to be coming a lot sooner than expected. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Take-Two is going to take the very easy approach of just going $70, and if you want to spend more on the game, just go for it. Here's the different subscriptions, and yeah, you can buy, I don't know, $300 in shark card increments if you're so inclined. Go for it. I'm sure that people have spent thousands of dollars on the game. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, but yeah, I'm quite interested in GTA 6, just like the rest of the world, but I'm even more interested in the long-term health of gaming because of somebody who has been doing this, and one of his earliest memories is sitting down at a Sega Genesis. I mean, I kind of want to see it continue, but not in the shape that it is right now. So a little bit of churn would be great, but just mostly in the form of developers and game directors that prioritize heroic identities over actually heroic characters. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.